Oh, hi.
I totally forgot that I had the Stranger Things Black Friday thingy on there, and what convenient timing since the new Stranger Things just started yesterday.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. We haven't watched it yet. We wanted to wait until after the holiday. Yeah. Anyway, guys, happy Friday. This is our last live stream until Handmade Alpha Academy opens, at which point we will also start up Critique Week, which I will talk about here in just a few minutes. So I do want to stress, though, today that if you have questions about HAA, this is your last time to ask them before enrollment starts. So we will be answering your questions about that, but I do have like a mini presentation. We've been doing this Black Friday Lifeline now for 5 or 6 years, I believe. We've been doing these for a long time because we like to make ourselves available to you, during what is Etsy's busiest holiday season. Now, I have been hearing a lot of murmurs from sellers saying that this holiday has not been, what it has been in the past. I definitely feel like the economic struggles this year are significantly greater than they have been in past years, so we are feeling quite a bit of that. Yeah. I'm going to stay relatively optimistic, though, because keep in mind that though historically this is Etsy's highest volume sales period, it does not mean that this is when people stop shopping. They're still going to shop up until probably that first or second week of December. Just make sure that you're being mindful of those holiday shipping cutoff dates, like we've said now for, how long? Are we good?
Yeah, you're off camera, though.
Oh, well, I'll scoot in. Sorry, my nose is so itchy because I was over there messing with bubbers.
I had to turn the light down. You're wearing black today. You don't normally wear black, so you look like a sheet of white paper.
Our blue bar light is also on screen. There we go. Who cares? It was creating a bit of a hot spot. Okay, so I do, this time around, normally I don't have like a presentation to go with our Black Friday Lifeline. This time, I wanted to throw in some fun facts and things before we get started.
No, we are not going to wait until all the episodes come out, because then we'll just have them all spoiled because people can't keep their mouths shut.
Oh, yeah. No, we're gonna probably watch them this weekend.
Probably some of them tonight.
Yeah, because I think there's 4.
5. 4.
4.
No, yeah, 4.
Okay, we're good to go ahead and share our screen since I'm like just sitting here snorting bugs. Okay, so obviously Webvember is pretty much at an end. I want to thank you guys for participating and for everyone who donated to St. Jude. We are continuing our charity for St. Jude until January 1st, so please consider donating if you appreciate what we've been doing here. All of these replays are available here on my channel. All you have to do is go to my channel and click on the Live tab, and you can watch all of these awesome webinars that we've been doing. They're a great sample for the type of content that you can expect to see inside Handmade Alpha Academy. If you really like the science-backed, more psychology-focused material, that is just a sample of what you can expect inside of Handmade Alpha Academy. So today is obviously November 28th, Black Friday. We are going to be at your command here in just a few minutes, and you're going to be able to ask us any questions that you want. We like to keep ourselves available and do a live coaching call, with it just being a very high volume week for many. And then December 1st, that's this Monday, Handmade Alpha Academy enrollment will be opening. That is my self-paced Etsy coaching program, and I only open that twice a year. So is he already being you want to get his chair? Might stop if you get his chair.
Yeah, you're annoying.
Every day, every Friday, I tell you. during our Handmade Alpha Academy enrollment, though, we're going to be hosting our critique week, which that is probably one of our highest volume, like live stream attendance events. So basically every single day from noon Eastern to 1 p.m. Eastern, we will be streaming 1 hour and critiquing random Etsy shops from the chat. We do this for 5 days straight, and it's a lot of fun. So if you are interested in submitting your shop and potentially getting a critique, you have to be there live. And we also have a rule that you can't have anything like infringing on copyright, because I wouldn't want to show your shop to thousands of people when you're breaking the law. It's probably not a good idea, but consider coming to that. It's a lot of fun. We're also going to be doing a little mini webinar on December 12th, just kind of winding down for the holidays, ways to stay off Etsy's naughty list and how to get on their nice list. This is kind of talking about appealing to Etsy's algorithm. And then December 19th is our annual Alpha Holiday Party. That's always a ton of fun. We play games. It's basically like the company holiday party for Etsy sellers. So not really doing anything super educational that day, but if you find yourself craving, that like fun, social silliness, then definitely consider coming and hanging out. Also, our charity for St. Jude is over $7,000. That is all thanks to you guys. That charity is located right on the screen somewhere below the chat under the video. When you make that donation, it goes directly to St. Jude. We don't see any of that. So please consider donating if you're able to and if you appreciate all of the live streams that we've been doing for the last few weeks. We currently have a couple alphas waiting for their wish lists to be purchased over in the Handmade Alpha Facebook community. That link is down below in the video description, or you can just go to Facebook and search for Handmade Alpha Facebook community. I know it's a mouthful. But basically, if you find yourself in need of help this holiday season, if you need help buying some toys for your kids, or if there are some essentials that you absolutely cannot live without, feel free to create a wish list and you can post it on that thread. And then if anybody has, a little bit of cash to spare, I believe that we said that the wish lists need to stay under $40, but you can go in there and be an alpha angel to a family in need and purchase their wish list for them. I do know that there are a couple wish lists in there waiting to be purchased. Last year, every single wish list got purchased. So I would love to see those individuals who are waiting get their wish lists purchased. So if you would like to be an alpha angel, please consider checking that out. It is pinned to the very top of the group wall. And then everyone who volunteers to be an alpha angel who purchases a wish list, you will all be entered in a giveaway during the annual Alpha Holiday Party. You do not have to attend the holiday party to win, but we just want to say thank you for everybody who helps out. And I have not determined what the prize is still, but it'll be something cute. Okay, thank you to all of our patrons. These are the individuals who support our channel, who pay a little bit each month to ensure that we don't have to rely on any paid sponsorships or ads. You'll notice when it comes to my content here during the Friday Bean, as well as my content every Tuesday that I post, I'm never trying to sell you, random sponsorship deals or like most YouTubers. And I'm fine with other YouTubers doing it, but if I recommend something to you guys, I want it to be because it's something that I use and like, not something I was paid to recommend. And our sponsors here are what make that possible. We have really affordable sponsorship tiers. $5, $15, and $25. Each of these sponsorship tiers gets you different stuff. So you're sponsoring the channel, but you're getting a lot of cool stuff in return. We have Trends Digests. I've got a cyber sale checklist that posted for our November individuals. Marc does a recipe every month. We do a shop critique roulette where gold star alphas get entered to get their shops critiqued.
Holy crap, Nicole. Thank you.
Oh, Nicole, you're wonderful. Thank you. Thank you to you and Mabel. We also have Canva template packets. Now, these are all the November incentives, and they are all available. So even if you join right now, you still get all of this November stuff, other than Shop Critique Roulette, obviously, because that's ending and December is about to start. And December incentives are already all scheduled. There is an incentives calendar for December already posted in the Patreon, so you can know what to expect in December, but it is going to be a jam-packed December full of incentives. So definitely consider signing up because you'll get November and you'll be able to get all of the December stuff that's posting as well. I also want to shout out our November Gold Star Spotlight, which was Elle Krupp Creations. She was the winner for our Patreon Spotlight for her Etsy shop, which is absolutely adorable. She creates these super duper cute wooden, mostly seasonal decor items. So basically all of our Gold Star Alphas every month get put in a drawing to have one of their shops featured throughout, the end of each month. So she was our winner. And I absolutely love her little...
Posting the link in the chat. It's still not in the description.
Sorry. I love her. I love her little wooden thingies. They're so cute.
If you guys want to sign up to the Patreon, I've posted the link in the chat for y'all.
And lastly, guys, what you guys have been waiting for 6 months, Handmade Alpha Academy is finally opening on December 1st. We've had people emailing us asking, like, can I get in early? Can I... And...
No.
Oh, look, I fixed it. I fixed it. The OBS thing is fixed.
You fixed it.
I did.
She fixed it.
So Handmade Alpha Academy, that is my self-paced 9-module Etsy coaching program. It goes over everything that I could possibly teach you in a coaching session, A to Z, how to build, market, and grow your shop step by step based on both Etsy's best practices as well as Etsy's algorithm and human psychology. In fact, it is the only Etsy course in the world that is built on a foundation of consumer psychology and neuromarketing. Plus, you get 12 months of eRank Pro, so that's $120 that you don't have to worry about. I take care of that for you. You get annual access to all of our Alpha Holiday boot camps. Those are normally $60 to $120 on their own, and you get annual access to those every single year forever, plus the replays. And you get Christina Nicole's Product Photography Essentials Workshop. It is absolutely the #1 program that I recommend to sellers who want to up their photography game, and she teaches you how to do it using whatever camera you already have on hand. So if what you have is a cell phone, that's what you're going to learn how to use, and you're going to learn how to create amazing product photography or product photos. And that is normally almost $300 on its own. And you get that for free. Plus, she offers support to my students when it comes to their product photos. So you are getting immense value. Plus, you get access to me forever. I've got students who have been with me for over 7 years now who still email me. So you are able to email me at any time if you have questions or need help along the way. To students who emailed me yesterday, I was away for Thanksgiving, and I will be getting back with you shortly because Mark and I we went to our family's Thanksgiving yesterday, but we still have our Thanksgiving at our house tomorrow. So I'm going to be cleaning all night. All right, guys, we are getting on with our annual Black Friday Lifeline. However, if you have questions about Handmade Alpha Academy, you're more than welcome to post those in the chat. And we will get to you once we've gotten through just a couple slides today. This isn't really a webinar. It's more of, letting you guys run the show. So I've had a lot of people say that, with Etsy being a little slower this year, that Black Friday and Cyber Week sales, they just don't matter anymore, that shoppers are desensitized to them, that there are bigger stores like Walmart and Target doing bigger deals, yada, yada. They still definitely matter, especially on Etsy. So this is last year, but it's very telling. So Etsy's 2024 cyber sale hit a record of $41.1 billion in U.S. online sales, which was up around 8% year over year. So, $41.1 billion for the cyber sale. And that's the whole cyber sale. That's not just Black Friday. We still got a long way to go for their cyber sale. And then last year, U.S. shoppers in total, this is throughout the world, spent $10.8 billion online. Why is this Cyber Week? Oh, okay. So this is on Black Friday by itself. I was going to say the Etsy cyber sale is their Cyber Week, because I believe that they started it, a week ago? So Black Friday on its own, US shoppers spent 10.8 billion online, which was up 10.2% versus 2023. That's insane. And then Cyber Monday, which we still have coming up on December 1st, last year.
Cyber Week.
Yeah, 13.3 billion in online sales, which was the biggest online shopping day of all time. I can see this. I can see this happening in real time. And I don't know if you guys have family members who kind of like are helping you to see it as well. But for example, a few years ago, Mark's grandma wasn't ordering online for Christmas shopping. She was going to stores. And now
almost exclusively.
She is almost exclusively shopping online now. I feel
she barely knows how to use a computer.
Yeah, I feel like the pandemic had it resulted in a generation who would have otherwise never shopped online. They're becoming more comfortable with it. Even my grandma. My grandma shops with her. She has never used a computer in her life, but she knows how to use her phone, and she shops online on her phone now. She's figured it out. So during last week's Cyber Week sale, Etsy saw 2,000 plus checkouts per minute at their peak. That is also insane. I would love to. So this is the data that Etsy published, but I would love to know when the peak was. Was it Black Friday? Was it Cyber Monday? I would love to know. But 2,000 checkouts per minute, that is insane. I did a little shopping last night on Etsy. What about you guys? Did any of you do any Cyber Week shopping? I'm going to do some more tonight.
Yep.
71% of U.S. shoppers are willing to pay more to support small businesses during Black Friday. Again, this is becoming more important than ever. People are craving to support small businesses more. And they're, obviously you can't get all of your kids like toys on Etsy. If your kid wants a new Barbie, you're not going to find that on Etsy. But when it comes to family members and self-indulgences even, and really special, meaningful gifts, or if you're one of those people who buys one really nice gift rather than a bunch of, cheap little gifts, Etsy is the place to go. I know that for Mark's grandma, she is a small shopper for the holidays. She gets everybody a pair of socks.
Mm-hmm.
And I always make sure that when I get a gift for her, because I don't want to, she gives me a pair of socks. I don't want to give her like 10 gifts. I always get her one really nice thing from Etsy, usually a sun catcher. That's what I reference that in all my videos, that I bought her that really beautiful Ukrainian sun catcher. And I went back this year to the same seller and bought another sun catcher. 2/3 of Black Friday and Cyber Monday shoppers, which 64%, plan to buy something for themselves as well as gifts. I just bought myself stuff. I bought myself stuff this morning. Have you bought yourself anything during the Black Friday sales? Yeah. I mean,
small stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not only that, but a lot of people release new products around Black Friday. So I like to go through all the Etsy shops that I've followed, throughout the year, see what new things they've released for the occasion. And I honestly don't care if the stuff's on sale or not. I just like to see what new offerings there are. So 2/3 of consumers plan to do most of their holiday shopping during those same 5 Cyber 5 days. So that is Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, which is tomorrow. Then you have like the quiet day. And then Cyber Monday. And I'm assuming that they mean Thanksgiving as well, because most people start. Yeah, so they would have started yesterday. Let's see. 4 and 5. That's insane. 4 and 5 plan to shop Black Friday or Cyber Monday for most of their shopping. I always do Black Friday because I feel like a lot of stuff's picked over by Cyber Monday. But if you guys don't see the sales that you want for Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, again, you can always extend your sale to Cyber Monday and, squeeze as much juice out of the cyber sale as you can. And I guess that's all I had for slides. So again, I wanted to keep this one nice and short, but I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to answer some questions, because I feel like for the last month, most of our content has been webinars, and it has been like non-stop content. So I am ready. I keep playing with my hair because I feel like it is especially flat today. Have you noticed that?
Looks fine.
It looks very flat. I keep
Looks fine.
I keep trying to scruffle it up.
Looks fine. She's crazy.
I know.
All right, you guys can ask questions about literally anything.
Yes, we would love to be able to help you. What issues are you having during Cyber Week? How are your sales going? We want to make ourselves available to you. If you have questions about Handmade Alpha Academy, right now is the time to ask. I love answering these questions live. Obviously, if you would like to email me because it's more of like a quiet, personal, private question, you're free to do that. You can reply to any email I've sent you if you're already on my email list, or just reach out to Starla at handmadealphaacademy.com. I know it's very long. But you can reach out to me via email if you want to. But I like answering questions live. I feel like I get to talk. Sorry if we're a little laggy today. Marc makes like all the food, and we do multiple Thanksgivings, and we had to bring the food for yesterday's Thanksgiving at his grandma's house, and we have to cook again. And I'm probably gonna do my sweet potatoes tonight.
Yeah, I might do my mac and cheese tonight too. That way all I gotta do is bake it.
Yeah, I'm the sweet potato person. I've got a special sweet potato casserole recipe that everybody loves, and I have a deviled egg recipe that everybody loves. What else we got? Support me, I need it.
Will you guys critique social media accounts again? At some point, eventually, probably.
Yeah, I've got that. So I have what I call the Friday Bean Cabbage Patch. It's when it's a Trello board of all of my like video topic ideas, things I want to cover, things I need more data on, things I want to research to cover, yada yada. But the Cabbage Patch is basically if I cannot think of any other Friday Bean topic for the week, like nothing is going on, I am feeling uninspired, I will pick something out of the Cabbage Patch because it's content that I know, is easy and it's fun. And social media critiques are in the Cabbage Patch. It's something that I know that if I have nothing to talk about, we can always do something out of the Cabbage Patch. What we got?
Should we increase ad spend right now?
On a very special circumstance. So right now is the worst time, and this goes for any advertising in general, whether it be social media, whether it be Etsy, whether, any type of advertising that you're doing, because everybody is. And paying for ads isn't just paying for visibility, you're competing. You are paying a price to compete with everybody else who is also paying for ads. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that ads are very competitive. And the big guys are going to be putting the most money into advertising right now, which is why for little guys, it's usually not a good idea to advertise unless you have listings that are already doing well. Because Etsy's more likely to give those listings more visibility and put you above people who might have listings that they're advertising that aren't doing as well. So it's highly competitive, but then in that place at the top where people are putting in the most money, that Etsy's more likely to prioritize those who already have listings that they know are very good. So how do they know that a listing's good? Well, that listing has sold decently in the past and has some good reviews behind it. So my advice, it's kind of the same as it always is, but even more critical right now is if you're gonna put more money into ads, don't spread them thin. Put that money behind the things that are doing the very, very best, because Etsy's more likely to take that really great thing and amplify it. But don't go into the red. Never, ever go into the red.
My sales have all but tanked. What's the latest you've been hearing for shops that have always done during this week? I've given some listings a huge sale, but they still aren't moving. It's a mixed bag. Unfortunately, the economic state of, well, I'd say the world, but the economic state of the United States is bad. This is one of the reasons when I was talking about HAA, why this would be a good time to sign up for it, because eventually it's going to reach a point where the people lying about how bad the economy is doing are going to get called on their bluff and have to make the changes that do well for the economy. And there's a flip. It's always ups and downs, regardless of what side you're on, whoever you vote for. There's always ups and downs. We're in the down right now. It's going to come back up. Some people that don't do well typically are doing very well, and some people that do well aren't doing well. There's really no rhyme or reason for it other than the state of the economical climate.
Well,
So
a couple things here. Sharon, have you made sure that you are not one of the sellers who has been affected by the Etsy de-indexing? So basically, November 6th, the Etsy had a bug, and they have been trying to solve it. A lot of people say Etsy's not doing anything. Yes, they are. Etsy is freaked out about this. We just have to remember that it takes time for bugs to be fixed. Some sellers are being affected by an issue that is de-indexing them from search, which means that their listings aren't showing up. You can check this, though, by going into the eRank rank checker tool or checking your spotted on Etsy and see if your listings rank. If you're seeing that they're ranking, then you're not being affected by that. So make sure that that's not the issue. If it is the issue, what seems to be working for now is going into the back end of your shop, turning on vacation mode, giving it a minute, turning it back off. Vacation mode itself does not damage your shop. It is the length of time that you are away from your shop because you are not, there are no shoppers sending positive signals to Etsy by interacting with your listing. So popping it on and then popping it back off shouldn't be an issue. But apparently that works for about 24 hours-ish.
Yeah, we even had somebody saying they keep getting de-indexed and they have to message Etsy every day to fix it.
Yeah, so you can do that. Message Etsy, try the toggling the vacation mode on and back off, every 24-ish hours and see if that helps. It's not everybody being affected. It's a very small group of sellers being affected.
But it's good to check.
Everybody should definitely check if you're not seeing any traffic. Now, if you're getting some traffic or you're getting some sales, you're probably fine. It's probably not you.
Why are Etsy not admitting that there is an issue?
They are. They are. So there was a big, I don't know if it was in the Etsy forums. Pam, are you here? Somebody was talking about it. Okay. I think it was in the Etsy forums. Basically, there was a big thread where Etsy was responding, but you have to remember that this has been an ongoing issue and the questions are all exactly the same. Etsy addressed it. Etsy said that they're working on it, and Etsy has not provided us with any updates. They were previously responding to every single person who commented.
Yeah, but eventually it's beating a dead horse.
Right. They can't stay in there when they're trying to prioritize their support for, the sales season. They only have so many support staff. And when the exact same answers have been stated and they don't have answers right now, they can't just be in there every day staring at the forum. So I'm not saying that this isn't a problem. Like, this is really messed up. It absolutely
is a problem.
Right. This is really messed up. It was the worst time for this to have happened. But I do want to make sure that we're addressing things that are not true, because it doesn't help the situation all to perpetuate an idea that Etsy doesn't care or that Etsy isn't doing anything or that Etsy isn't addressing it. They have addressed it, but there comes a point when all the questions are exactly the same. When's it going to be fixed? When's it going to be fixed? And the support staff aren't the ones who are going to have those answers. It's more of the development team. So I hope that makes sense. It sucks. It really does. I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to defend Etsy in this case, because Etsy has definitely donked up.
Oh, yeah.
But they are trying to fix it, because remember, if sellers aren't making sales, neither is Etsy.
So is DX indexing for your entire store or just some listings?
I believe it's the entire store. I believe that the issue is the whole shop, not just a couple.
My guess as to what's happening is they're attempting to, especially after all of the shops that they've gotten rid of, whether there's leftover metadata for listings, whatever the reason may be, they're likely attempting to basically just hard refresh, not change the algorithm, but hard refresh it to get things going again, and things are just getting queued and stuck. That's kind of and this is just guessing based on prior years of tech experience in many organizations. That sounds like what's happening, but I don't have any evidence to support that. It's purely anecdotal. But that's what it sounds like to me.
They never admit it in the support chat. Yeah, support chat probably doesn't know.
Chat's different from the forums.
Right. And honestly, somebody just said that their messaging chat, I would keep because every time you reach out to support chat, you're going to get a different person. And not every person is probably 100% trained on this.
The people that work for Etsy that are in the support forums are usually people that have been around for a long time. The people in the support chat are outsourced support people who have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
They're there to give you, like, how do you put in your credit card? How do you...
Right.
Like, they're there for basic issues. So.
Forums are more like community ambassadors. You know, people who have the little Etsy badge next to their forum responses. But like he said, I am assuming because they hired, 100 new people for the holiday season for customer support. And that was only a couple weeks ago. Like, how much time did those people, like, how long was their training, really? They probably got, like, Chat GPT up in a window helping them to answer questions, which, you know, it's fine. A little support's better than no support. I wish Etsy would do a better job training, but...
Wait, I was de-indexed on Pinterest. I emailed them and they admitted it and fixed it in 24 hours. I didn't know it was happening on Pinterest, too.
Oh.
Again, it's likely just them attempting to refresh their algorithms. That way things stay fresh. That way people with the same posts who get the most amount of reactions to their stuff aren't staying on top infinitely forever. If forums worked like that, everyone's big post that went viral would be the #1 post always forever, and it would never change, right? So
yeah.
It has to happen over time on every website that functions in that way. I've been doing POD since April. Now it's going slow. I'm wondering if one can still make it big in niches like Christmas, family, Bach, or should one start with a super small niche or product?
I wouldn't start in a big giant niche like that. So what you're doing is you're looking at an ocean and you want to get found in that. You're a little tiny fish and you want to get found in that big giant ocean versus teeny tiny little pond where there are very few fish. Niching is extremely important. And that doesn't mean that you can't incorporate Christmas into your niches. So for example, my niche is officially licensed bookish merch. So, you know, only romantasy. So officially licensed romantasy bookish merch, right? If I wanted to create, you know, I was going to say Court of Thorns and Roses, but everybody lost their licensing.
Yeah.
Hold on. From Blood and Ash. Okay, we'll say From Blood and Ash because I do still have that license. If I wanted to create, you know, from this book series, From Blood and Ash, which is, you know, one of the series we're licensed for. It's a very popular romantasy series. I could make a Christmas themed shirt about that specific book, which we did. And it's actually our best-selling product in our shop because it's niched, but it's also thematic. It's niched, but there is a seasonal aspect, which has made it sell extremely well. Christmas in general, you are never going to be able to compete in a niche like that. And that's not, I'm usually like, oh, there's a chance for everything. But unless you are creating something that is either extremely revolutionary, which means that there's something about it that is super unique, or you have such a fantastic social media presence that will allow you to direct traffic to that store, there are already established shops that are dominating those search pages, and not just a couple. We're talking about millions and millions of listings. I would definitely choose a niche. That's like the first thing that we cover in Handmade Alpha Academy because it's so important. It's the reason that Printify, I can't talk today.
No, you can't.
Printify flew me to Latvia to speak at Amplified was so I could come in and talk about niches and the power of niching. Niches are so extremely important.
I've noticed more people are buying higher ticket items this time of
Sure.
year. My sales have popped off, but they do seem lower than last year. Well, I mean, it's inevitable. People have less money right now.
Yeah.
That's a given. It doesn't necessarily mean that the sales on Etsy are going to be dramatically down. They're definitely going to be down this year. With people not wanting to pay the tariffs to foreign... I think people in foreign countries outside of the United States are likely going to be the ones that suffer the most this holiday season just because our tariffs are so insanely ridiculous. But when people are buying, they're taking what money they do have and they're buying the bigger ticket items because they want more impact from the individual gifts instead of being able to offer, well, I can only afford 5 gifts instead of the normal 20 gifts this year, so I want everyone's individual gift to be more impactful.
Right.
So
More special.
they'll spend their full budget on fewer items that are bigger and better.
Right. Remember our last which webinar was it for Webvember? One of the webinars I talk about how I think it was it customer service survival? Anyway, one of the webinars I talk about how the gift is more than the gift. It's about the moment and, you know, why do people give gifts? It's a selfish desire. We don't just give gifts to make someone else happy. We give gifts so that we can enjoy their reaction to that gift. And when you give something that is more unique, something that that person's never seen before, something that is personalized, something that's really special, they're going to get maximum reaction.
Yep.
And you don't get those amazing reactions from like the cheapo gifts. That is something that is really, really special that you've put a lot of time and thought into.
I believe you mentioned on Patreon that you're likely doing multiple
Yes.
critiques in December. Are you sharing how many you're planning to do?
No, it's going to be an in the moment thing. I'm going to do what I can.
Yeah, as we have time.
Yeah, it's going to be because December's such a busy month with HAA opening. I want to do more than one because of the holidays, but just treat them as bonuses, and I'm going to do what I can with the time that I have. I'm hoping to do a decent amount, but again, I can't tell you a specific number.
I mean, this person, oh my God, I was not prepared for my shop to sell as much as it did. Now I'm running around trying to buy supplies.
Oh,
See, we told you there are some people, it's unknown who's having what happen, because some people are doing well and some people aren't seeing a lot at all.
That's great though. That's awesome. And this is what I love. I do love seeing comments like this because there are so many people who are like, Etsy's dead. Etsy's completely dead. And I'm like, no, it's not dead
It only
forever.
takes one comment to completely disprove that entire crappy narrative.
Right.
It's not dead. It's never going to be dead. It's going to be reflective of the world economic situation. Always. Literally always. COVID happened. Everybody started working from home. And everybody expects that they're going to be getting these 50 to 100 sales every other week. And it's just not how Etsy works. It's never been how Etsy works. You have to take the whole COVID, everybody's making sales all the time mentality. Delete that. Delete from like, when did it start? 2019 into 2021?
2022.
Take that time period, remove it from your memory. That doesn't exist. That's an anomaly. Everybody was experiencing more online sales because everybody was sitting at home, blinking off their blinkers and shopping online when they shouldn't have been. That's not going to happen again unless we have another pandemic where people are stuck at home. So
was it that they shouldn't have been?
Yes.
I think that we all deserve little treats.
Oh, I love the money. Love the money. Love the money.
I like the little treats.
But nobody should be hitting a blinker and getting on Etsy. Shopping, just don't do that.
I mean, I think it's good for us.
It's good for us as sellers.
Yeah, that's
bad
what I'm
for
saying.
you as a buyer.
Have yourself a little cocktail, buy yourself a treat.
Mm-hmm. I know you mentioned before that HA is a good course for all Etsy sellers, but I only sell digital printers. So everything after that statement, irrelevant. It's good for all Etsy sellers.
Yeah, handmade in the title. It's not just
Bad choice of name.
I wish I would not have called it that going on 8 years ago when I started HAA, because everybody thinks that it's only for handmade. It's not. We have tons of digital sellers in HAA.
At this point,
we have tons of POD sellers.
Yeah,
in HAA.
at this point, because of how the Etsy industry goes, we probably have more digital and POD than we do physical.
Yeah, so we have tons of it because it's not industry or niche specific.
Mm-hmm.
Those foundations of consumer psychology are applicable no matter what you sell, which is why I'm never going to recommend HAA for somebody who doesn't sell on Etsy, because things like the SEO lessons are only going to be applicable to Etsy sellers. However, we have many sellers who bought it for their Etsy shops, but then applied a lot of what they learned to physical storefronts. We've got somebody who runs a massage studio. We have somebody who has a dog deli on the boardwalk I believe she's in Honolulu, where people can bring their dogs in and they like prepare fresh fish for the dogs. And she
worked for everything.
Right. Because when you're learning those fundamental and foundational steps for brand psychology, for marketing, for funnel building, all of those things, no matter what type of business you run, they're going to be universally applicable. And anytime I start a new business, which I tend to do way too much, I follow the exact same steps every time. When I launched my sci-fi book, and I did like my launch countdown and built my email list and did all that. It's the exact same steps no matter what you're doing. So yeah, if you have any specific questions though, feel free to let us know.
Sweet.
What do we have?
Sorry, I gotta scroll. There's a lot of conversation taking place.
Other.
Does anyone know how my customer can open a case to get a refund? The package was lost by DHL, so it's not my fault, and I want Etsy to make the refund, but my customer doesn't know how to do this.
If I were you, I would try to reach out to, I mean, does it qualify for purchase protection first and foremost? That's if it qualifies for purchase protection, then when the customer files their claim, that should go through purchase protection. If it doesn't qualify for purchase protection and you didn't have any type of insurance or anything, that's on you, especially if they are someone who, if they're in the UK or the EU.
It said yes, it does.
It does qualify for purchase protection?
Yes.
Okay. Well, in that case, I believe when they file their claim, they should be able to go through that.
They don't know how to file a claim. That's what they're asking.
Ew.
I'm pretty sure you just go into the orders and file a claim.
Yeah, I believe that
you'll pull up my Etsy and I'll pretend to file a claim real quick.
Are you logged in?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Don't accidentally actually file a claim.
I won't.
Help with order.
Help with order. Yeah, so they go into their orders, help with order. My order hasn't arrived. Refund my order. Etsy credit. Send help request. Yeah, you just go into your orders and hit help with order and then follow the directions from there.
Yeah, they just need to... That's so hard when we have to offer the customer support for Etsy because someone just doesn't know how to navigate Etsy.
Shipping a package from Canada to the USA is $30. Pretty insane, isn't it? And regardless of just keeping political opinions out there, most likely once midterms roll around next year, November-ish, and Congress likely, because of the state of the economy and the state of everything else, flips to completely the other side, those tariffs will probably go away. Or at least be reduced to their legal minimums. Do you think stickers will continue to be a good seller next year? E-Rank Insight.
I would assume so. Stickers are, because stickers, there was one above that too that you missed. Yeah, so stickers, the cool thing about stickers is they allow you to take an item that is relatively cheap and customize it so that, it might be expensive to get a nice notebook that is themed around, we'll say, well, you're in bookish industry, so we'll say it's expensive to get a notebook that specifically got dragons and things printed on it, but it's very cost effective to buy a plain notebook and then get on Etsy and get a bunch of stickers and, sticker bomb your notebook. Or same goes with your Stanley cup. It's very cost effective to just decorate it with your stickers. So I'm going to assume yes, but that's not based on any E-Rank insight. I'll have to do some additional knowledge into that. That's just my gut feeling.
I sell digital products for listings like New Year, Christmas, Halloween. Should I keep renewing them or deactivate until next season? I have 100 listings and renewal fees add up. What's best?
So that is completely up to you. There are pros and cons to both. Obviously, it's very unlikely you're going to make many sales for seasonal items past the season. So if you want to deactivate them, save yourself the money and then launch them as if they were new when the season comes back around. Ideally, 4 months in advance of their intended season is when you should relaunch them. Then that's fine. However, it's not going to hurt you algorithmically to leave them listed because, you might get a sale here and there. I don't know about digital. For physical products, it's a little different. I think it would depend on what your digital products are. But, you just have to decide for yourself, is it worth the cost especially for digital where margins are relatively low, to leave them listed at the chance that you might make a mid-season sale for them. It's totally up for you though. There's no right or wrong answer to that. But with digital and margins being so low, if it were me, I would deactivate them and then launch them 4 to 5 months ahead of their intended season. That way it's cutting, down on those listing renewal fees.
Somebody said, don't you have to refund it on your end from Etsy anyway after they put in the help request? I have no idea.
For purchase protection, Etsy would take
yes,
care
but we have no idea. Ask Etsy support. We don't work for Etsy, so we don't know how their back end is, and we've never had to do a refund with the newer system. So
no, not yet.
I have no clue.
Yeah.
Pop open the support chat and ask them directly.
I don't think so. Though. I think that
so. I don't think so either, but I'm not going to pretend to know.
Yeah, I think that that's the point of purchase protection, is that Etsy covers
but opening a case versus doing that might be a different process. If Etsy's paying for it, they're likely making it as difficult as possible to access and making it on the seller as much as possible.
Yeah, but
they don't want to lose money. I'm a digital seller, and HAA has been so helpful.
I do want to grab this one just because it just came in and it's my least favorite thing in the whole world. I've heard about competing against yourself when using the same titles and tags, although each have different design. Is this true? No. It's my least favorite phrase. There's no such thing. Such thing.
When a boxer is training for a fight and he trains his right hand as good as his left hand, is his left hand going to start hitting him in the face? No, that literally makes no sense.
Okay, so think of it like this, okay? Let's say that you sell, what do I have? What do I have on hand? Amish candles. Bought this from Amish country. Let's say that you sell handmade candles. You sell soy wax peppermint mocha candles, right? That's all you sell is soy wax candles. And let's say that you need to use similar keywords about soy wax candles in all of your listings. If someone goes to Etsy and they want to buy candles and they search for soy wax candles, would you not want as many of your listings as possible to pop up on that search result? To compete with yourself, that would mean that Etsy only allows us, a seller, one listing per search page or per keyword. That's not true. You can go to Etsy right now and search for a very niche product and see the same seller multiple times on a search page, which is what you want. If someone is searching for soy wax candles, you would want as many of your soy wax candles to pop up as humanly possible. The differentiating factor might be the scent. Maybe this one's the peppermint mocha soy wax candle. And if somebody is specifically searching for peppermint soy wax candle, obviously that would be a specific variant keyword that would only relate to this listing, which would assist them if they're looking for that very specific type of problem or product. But when you're consistent with your keywords, especially the ones that are about like what you primarily want to be known for, like if you're a soy wax candle shop, not only does that help your listing to show up in all those search pages that are related to that term, but it helps Etsy to understand what your shop is about. So that if you get a bunch of sales for your soy wax candles and you get a bunch of reviews for your soy wax candles, when someone searches for soy wax candles, Etsy says, this person they clearly specialize in soy wax candles because that's all they sell. That's what they have the most sales for. That's what they have the most reviews for. We want to make sure that we showcase this seller in particular because they are an expert at soy wax candles. So it's one of the, every single Etsy like myths video that I do, I cover competing with yourself, and I don't know who's saying it and who's spreading it, but I want to find them and I want to fight them. I want to fight them out on the playground.
But you guys don't love AI created images, right? Hate them.
Yeah, I'm not.
But I don't know what that's relevant to.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I do not. But that doesn't have anything to do with Handmade Alpha Academy.
No, what you sell is irrelevant. That's none of my business.
Right.
If it's legal for you to sell on Etsy, I don't care.
Our personal thoughts and beliefs
Play no part in who we allow to be as a student. I'm likely not even going to look at your shop unless you ask me to.
Right. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to offer support to you or be mean to you. It's strictly a ethical perspective. AI is not ethical. It's not. There's
no argument for it.
No, it takes source material from artists without their consent and generates images based on that source material.
Mm-hmm.
And as someone who is an artist, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but over on my personal Instagram, just Starla, the letter K, more, I've actually been doing a lot more art recently. I don't know if you guys knew that I was a traditional artist. Anyway, so with that,
are you starving right now?
No, it was it's
Oh.
my chair. I believe that people should nurture, perfect, and enhance a skill. Nurture, perfect, and enhance. You'll never be good at a skill right away, but cutting corners and generating things for the sake of making money in an industry that is truly, truly meant for those with a skill to nurture that they've likely created through hardship, through self-soothing as a therapeutic reason for starting a business. All of these things, I absolutely feel that AI takes from that. And that is my personal belief, just the same as it is my personal belief that Brussels sprouts should be roasted and never boiled.
If you boil Brussels sprouts, you're never allowed to serve me food.
AI is not illegal. It is allowed on Etsy. And when it comes to working with my students, I will always be honest with you when it comes to my personal beliefs if specifically asked about them. But if I'm not asked about them,
if you're not breaking the rules, I don't care.
I don't care.
It's not up for us to make or decide the rules.
No.
And no good business owner does.
Right.
We're a business. We're in this to obviously help you guys, but we also have to live, right? Like, we do this to make money. So we make sure that our product is as good as it can possibly be, holds nothing back, has no double sales standards. You don't have to buy something else the moment you buy HAA to make it better. And we make sure that it is applicable to everyone, regardless of their moral stand. We have people that sell, I mean, all the time, not all the time, but occasionally someone will message us like, oh, my shop got shut down, like a student, my shop got shut down. And we do really try to help those people as much as we can, more in the past. But we've had people message us and they just like straight up Disney products in their shop.
Like, well,
it's like, it's fine.
What'd you think was going to happen?
Here's the thing. As a person, I don't like that you're doing it. As a business owner, I'm going to take your money.
I mean, really,
that's how it is. If you screw up and it eventually, my worry, here's my thing. I don't like AI. I could care less that if you do it. The majority of people are starting to hate AI. I mean, there's even memes out there, people talking about literally just walking away from stores that have AI out front. Like, that was us walking through Amish town. The amount of AI Highland cows out front of these Amish shops made me empathize with Killdozer Man just a little bit. Like, tear these buildings down. They're taking, I'm joking, of course, obviously. But
what is with you today? You are so mean today.
I'm on it.
You know, you're not. You're spicy.
They love it. Leave me alone.
You're too spicy today.
That was my first spicy comment.
Tone it
down.
But
you know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. It's people are starting to get a negative opinion towards it, but as a business owner, I don't care. I have to think about my business first, and when like half of the industry has moved, ChatGPT gaslights, half of the industry has moved on to doing AI and bullcrap, I can't, in good consciousness as a business owner, be able to run my business in a way that it's still going to be successful by alienating myself away from these customers. I don't like it, but you're well within your right to do it. I don't care. I don't care.
We're not going to not help you.
And my worry, genuine worry, because even if you do AI, I still want you to succeed. But my genuine worry is that a couple years down the line, when political lines flip, again, keeping our political opinions out, but when they flip and things start to get regulated, because they kind of just deregulated AI in a big way. If that flips and they say no more selling AI art, no more distributing AI technology, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You're absolutely screwed. You will have no way to continue providing these things to your customers. And you could say, oh yeah, well then I'll switch over to doing real art. But let's assume that your business gets relatively decent using these AI art things. You're not going to be able to hop on Creative Fabrica and buy a couple of designs and alter them, because that's what literally every single one of your competitors is going to be doing. You will not be able to compete. And you're not going to be able to sit and make 100 listings by scratch in time to make up for it. And it's going to be happening like right before Christmas or right before the holidays. Like, it's going to screw AI artists if it does happen. So I just want you to know that you're taking a risk. You're taking a huge risk, and it's not worth it to me. But it's up to you to make that decision for yourself. And again, as a business, you can take our advice and give me your money, and I will give you, it's not up to me to judge. The same as I would not recommend like a carnivore diet to somebody, but I'm not going to tell you, no, don't do that. It's up to you to find out that you're going to make yourself the liver toxic or whatever. That's on you. You're legally allowed to do it, so I'm not going to tell you not to do it, right?
And I have had students in the past who have come to me with their shops who have said, I have not made any sales, and I've looked at their shop and I said, this looks like yet another AI generated POD shop. And it's not that there's necessarily anything wrong with the designs. It's that everybody's doing it. You know what I mean? And there are a lot of tells that tell me it's AI, and that I'm sure customers are starting to catch on to. But there's also, it is the quickest way to churn out items. And Etsy isn't a place for quickly churned out items. It is a place to buy things that are made with love and care, yes, and an intention. And we very seldom see shops succeed that are just churned out AI generated things. Right. Okay. So, if you came to me and asked me, that's what I would tell you. But again, it's not for me to judge. Anyway, I'd like to get off this topic. I feel like,
well, we had one person say that they're not going to sign up for HA. That's fine.
That's fine.
If you're an AI seller, that's fine. We will help you the same as we help everybody else. But ethically, we don't agree with it, and we stick by that.
Yeah.
I have about 4 sub niches to my store, but at the moment, my shop menu is divided between product types. So I try to add my product in sections by niche instead.
4 different sub niches, but moment my shop menu is divided between product types.
Sub niches.
I think it just depends on how many products are in those niches. It really depends on how your customers are most likely to shop. Your shop section should be divided out in the way that makes the most sense for shoppers. So without that context, it'll be really hard for me to answer that question. But it might be worth, just so you can get the more like specificity, going into the Handmade Alpha Facebook community. You know what I mean? And posting, that way others can weigh in based on how they might shop. So I hate that we're going to lose viewership over something that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm stewing on that. Like, this is why I really hate I hate when people ask me about my personal beliefs, because the more of myself that I share here on the internet, it's like the more you know about a person, the more that you get divided, where, everything that we say that you like about us and that we teach suddenly just became irrelevant to you because of our stance on AI art, because you didn't like it.
Right.
And it breaks my heart that suddenly everything else that we've said and taught is now invalid in your eyes because we have a protective stance over artisans
As artists.
as artists. And it just really breaks my heart. With Mark being a lifelong musician and things like Spotify now, when you support Spotify, you're basically supporting their ability to use any music uploaded to the platform by any musician to generate their own AI slop music.
Yep, I'm canceling Disney Plus too.
It's just it breaks my heart that my life's journey here. I mean, really, this is my life's journey. All I do is talk about Etsy. All I do is help over at eRank. This is my entire life. It's what people know me in my family for, is being the Etsy YouTuber daughter. And it breaks my heart that when it comes to my personal stances and my protectiveness over the artisan community, that suddenly everything that I've spent my life perfecting and teaching and radiating, I feel, through these passions that I have, suddenly in the blink of an eye becomes invalidated because you learned a little bit of my personal stance and perspective
Right.
over something that has literally no weight on what I teach.
Right.
You know what I mean? It would be like if I found out what your religion is and suddenly I banned you from my chat. You know, it has no weight on the topic or discussion at hand. It just,
Especially when it's talking about something that is unequivocally unethical and inarguable. It's not ethical. Like, it doesn't matter what your stance on AI is. AI, to an extent, both visual and verbal, is unethical.
yeah.
Period. It's based on other people's art.
And these are the types of discussions that, like, I'm going to stew on this all weekend.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be stewing on this until next week. It's going to bug me. But
yeah,
it is what it is. But at the same time, if you can't step past our personal beliefs on that, then...
And it's especially when our personal beliefs are nothing against you or you as a person.
No,
it's no judgment.
It's in support of everyone else.
Right. It's not a judgment against you as a human being
No,
or
and
what
I
you're
wish you
choosing to do.
all the success in the world, if that's what you do.
Yeah. I care about art as someone who has been a creative artist for my entire life. And I did not I don't even sell my skills as an artist. I do it for fun. And as someone who has spent my entire life perfecting these skills and seeing individuals compete with my skill set in the blink of an eye in an instant, when there have been times that I have literally distorted my art because tears have slid down my cheeks and fallen on my paper because I have used that moment to express something that words could never depict. And I'm just sitting in a dark room with nothing but pens. There are no words to describe the hurt that I feel when I see one of my fellow artists post, here is my piece and here is something that AI generated that is remarkably similar to my art, and now it's being sold everywhere. When you know what I mean? I'm sorry. I know I said that I was done. I'm going to stew on this for a long time, and I needed to.
It's fine. You're allowed to.
I'm trying to draw more. I'm trying to become more creative. I'm trying to, not for anyone but myself. I'm specifically doing things that make me happy and that fill my heart and soul. So maybe I'm just kind of on a tangent right now. But if you want to follow me on that journey, no business inquiries on this page, but Starla, the letter K, and more. And that's where I'm posting my art right now.
We'll move on from it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at opening an additional Etsy shop. Do I have to have a separate email address and open a new Etsy account? Can I link my current Etsy account bank information?
So there's no way you basically have to start from scratch. I do believe you need a new email. I think you can use the same bank.
Yeah.
But you have to have a fresh email address, and there's no way to quick toggle, which is stupid because you can do that on literally everything else where you can just quick toggle between your accounts. But with Etsy, you got to do a full sign out, unfortunately. Now with eRank, on the bright side, you only need one eRank account and you can connect multiple shops to it, and you can toggle between those shops. So that is one benefit over at eRank. I wish Etsy would follow suit.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for your donation for St.
Thank you
Jude.
so much. That's a good point. She said any business sharing a personal stance on any issue runs the risk of losing
Of course.
customers, but conversely, some customers will also leave when a business refuses to share their stance. That's true.
That's true.
Refusing to take a stance can be just as bad as taking a stance, but for my ethical faith, if you ask a question, I'm going to answer you honestly. We talk about HAA honestly. We're open about how we feel about certain things honestly, which probably does damage. But the amount of people that if we were to answer that, completely ignore the AI fact, could you imagine how many legitimate artists here would be genuinely upset that we're not addressing the fact that it does damage to their personal lives? It would be just as bad. So it doesn't matter.
Right.
Oh, that was the competing against yourself. Doo-doo-doo. The seller purchase program is easy. I've had one case and they solved it easy. Refund the customer for the loss of the package.
Yeah.
Somebody said that they message you within 24 hours. They give you a chance to respond.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, here it is. But 4 hours after it was placed, Etsy refunded the seller.
I've seen that seems pretty cut and dry. I've just never had to do it. Etsy's got tons of articles on it though. Oh, I appreciate you guys.
I always buy my own stuff with my boyfriend's account to boost, but from my laptop. That's illegal. Don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Does Etsy rank that as legit buy, even though it comes from the same IP address?
You are
I
really
don't
risking
know.
getting shut down.
They'll shut you down for that.
Yeah, what you're doing isn't just against Etsy's policies. What you're doing is called shilling.
And it is against the law.
Yeah, don't do that. And it absolutely is traceable by IP address.
Yes.
You are...
They probably won't do anything if you've only done it like once or twice, but if you go in and you place like 50 orders to your own shop, they're going to catch on.
Don't do it anymore. That is a huge risk. And Etsy does not give second chances when it comes to things like that.
Doesn't Etsy suppress duplicates, and would it get confused if we use the same titles and tags and only change the thumbnails, or is that
So
okay?
don't ever use just the same titles and tags. There has to be some variant within your listing that makes it unique.
And the images don't play into the algorithm, so that's not doing something different.
So Etsy, they don't suppress the same. Okay. Etsy, as long as all of the personalization factors line up with what Etsy knows about the shopper, as well as what they know about your listing. Multiple listings from the same seller can show up in a singular query or on a singular search page for that specific shopper. However, you're doing yourself a major disservice by using the exact same title over and over again, simply because it is very unlikely that that listing is identical. You shouldn't just be listing the same identical item, right? So there has to be some variant within the title, even if, mine and Marc's cups essentially are the same thing. Mine is black and his is silver, and there's the differentiating factor, even if it was, 20-ounce acrylic glittery tumbler. The differentiating factor is the color. Therefore, that is the thing that would make the title different. But no, Etsy will rank this multiple listings from a singular shop. Now, they have been working on declumping, which means making sure that listings that are identical in every way. For example, if 6 different people were selling this exact same cup, Etsy will make sure that they're not all clumped together. But hopefully your listings aren't all identical. Hopefully you're selling things that have some variant to them. Picture Starla ripping her shoes off and throwing fit. Hey, guess what? I'm party up top, but I'm PJ and moccasins down bottom. I'm cleaning all day. We have Thanksgiving at our house tomorrow, and our house is very teeny tiny, and we have way too many people that pack in for the holidays. So I got a deep clean.
Sorry, I'm having to dig.
No, you're totally fine.
Will the 2026 marketing calendars be available soon or via email or HAA?
January 1st. 2026 marketing calendars come out January 1st of every year. Everybody will get them via email. If you are already on my email list, you'll get them via email. If you're already in HAA, you'll get them via email. For everybody else who isn't on my email list, you'll be able to sign up for them starting on January 1st.
Marc, can I see your t-shirt because it looks cute? Yes.
It is cute. It's so silly. What's it say?
I'd rather be frolicking in a damn field.
I love it.
Does Etsy have a dedicated area where we can send them suggestions, like straight up emailing or just the forums?
You can. There are places. Usually, if it comes to a new feature or something they're introducing, they will have a feedback button somewhere at the bottom of whatever post they've made to introduce new features. If it's general suggestions, those tend to fall on deaf ears unless a lot of people are all echoing the same suggestion. It's not like eRank where you can just click the chat button and send something to the girls and they send it right to the devs. General suggestions, I mean, you could always try posting on their social media over on the Etsy success page. You could try reaching out to their support if you wanted to, but unless it is something that is consistently requested, they're probably not going to take note. When a lot of people make a fuss about something, though, that's when multiple employees start seeing it and it starts, gaining more traction. Similar to our Keep Etsy Human movement 2 years ago, where we just bombarded Etsy and we used the hashtag and we bombarded their social media account, and then they took note of us because there were so many of us.
Oh, they released their Minecraft. Somebody asked for the shirt.
Oh,
I'll find the shirt for you here in a minute. Every time I wear one of their shirts, somebody's like, I need to buy that shirt.
it's cool shirts from Australia.
Unfortunately, it's Australia, so massive tariff if you want to buy it. But what is y'all's definition of a niche? Art styles or like a product?
A product is an industry, so it really just depends. Niche is a loose definition, but most of the time people they confuse niche for industry. So an industry, for example, would be t-shirts. T-shirts aren't a niche. Nobody is obsessed with t-shirt. A niche is something that is so specific that you could imagine there being a fan club for it. You could imagine someone being obsessed with the idea of it. You could imagine someone getting a tattoo of it or wearing it as a logo on a t-shirt. Nobody is like, I love shirts. Shirts are amazing. Shirts are my favorite thing. All I think about all day is shirts. That's not going to happen. People might think, I love tabby cats. Tabby cats are my favorite animal. I'm a crazy cat lady. I love cats. That makes sense, right? Someone might get a tattoo of a cat or wear a shirt about cats. So that's a niche. You can even get more specific. So, like I said, tabby cat specifically, gray tabby cat, Siamese cat. You could even combine two niches. So, for example, maybe like books, because I'm in the bookish niche, but maybe it's the bookish niche plus cats. So you could do a whole shop of people who love to snuggle up and read with their cat on their lap, and that could be a whole niche. And that's a niche within a niche. So, and an art style can be a niche, but you got to be able to put a label on it. So, for example, Thomas Kincaid, he had his own niche, I dare say. Beautiful landscapes, his use of light, beautiful little homes and cottages, things like that. He had a niche. Bob Ross had his own niche. It was, nature, landscapes, his specific style could all be tied to a specific niche. Picasso had a niche, abstract, his use of colors and things like that. That could be a niche. So it really just depends. Specificity is what determines what is a niche. Think to yourself, would somebody get a tattoo of this or create a fan club based on this or wear this on the front of a t-shirt? If so, it might be a niche.
Somebody had said that they're stopping using ChatGPT just because it like gaslights you and it's never correct anymore. I'm gonna be real with you here. Can't stand Elon. Can't stand Twitter. Tested out Grok. I don't use AI unless it's something that like I need to know the answer to this quick. I can't spend 45 minutes digging through old Reddits to find the answer to this. Grok recently has been about 1,000 times better than ChatGPT. And I hate that because I've been a huge supporter of ChatGPT. I know it sounds hypocritical, but unfortunately, as a business owner, AI, to some extent, is necessary. Art, I don't like it. But when you're trying to figure out things that literally answers have been suppressed so far that you can't find them anymore,
Recoding a website.
yeah, sometimes you need things in a hurry. Anyway, ChatGPT, for some reason, as of recent months, and I know some of you have probably noticed this too, it doesn't look things up anymore. It just kind of guesses and gets it wrong like 75% of the time. Grok hasn't gotten a single thing wrong for me in the last like 3 months. And I don't know why that is. I don't know what the difference is or why they're doing what they're doing. I'm assuming with all the business contracts that OpenAI is getting, they're probably trying to be a little more ethical with how much energy consumption they're using. So instead of using so much energy to browse through the internet to find answers to things, they're relying on things that are already like internal and trained, which love that. I love that they're trying to, what I'm assuming, completely anecdotal, but there's got to be some reason for that. But anyway, if you want to give it a shot, Grok's free if you have a Twitter account. So,
Yuck.
I have a Twitter if you need something in a hurry and you don't want to spend 45 minutes arguing with ChatGPT to get the exact same answer.
Grok's sassy, man. He was asking,
oh yeah, and Grok doesn't hold back. It'll dirty talk you.
he was doing a recipe and needed like an answer. Something was going wrong with your it wasn't thickening. Whatever you were making wasn't thickening. So you asked Grok, but it got like sassy with you.
Yeah.
Like out loud, it was back sassing you. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. I've heard Claude is better. I don't know. Really, being careful using, believing, or sourcing research. He's the worst. He discusses worst and best case scenarios. Well, yeah.
You never take it at face value.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where, like, when your friend tells you something, don't take it at face value. Look it up yourself. You should, most of the time, double check your sources. I primarily only use it for, like, really in-depth, specific gourmet cooking things that would require me to open up a book and read something from some sassy old French guy. I would rather not have to spend $100 on a book to find that answer when I need it now. And that's what I use it for. I don't really use it. I don't even use AI for business. I am a strictly no AI for business kind of person. We occasionally will use it for things when we absolutely need something and can't figure it out, but I primarily use it for cooking. You can become a gourmet chef by asking AI questions, by the way. Yeah, there are other courses that'll teach you how to rip off bestsellers using AI so they can do that. That feels good to them.
I would rather sleep at night. That's
and somebody had said, I'll get to it in a minute, basically saying that like not using tools that are becoming available to artists is not the way to go. But AI is a weird one because it's like the argument of whether or not plasma is a fourth state of matter. Is it a solid? Is it a liquid? It's something completely different. Right? AI is its own thing that's never existed before. When it comes to being a tool for artists, it exists in its own world, and that's why, and I know we've gotten into this many times, but that's kind of why regulation on this is kind of hard, because you could make the argument that a camera is functionally doing the same thing as what AI does. It's taking in information, it's recreating it digitally through an algorithm and spitting out something. What you are seeing is not what's here. You are seeing a digital ones and zeros recreation, algorithmically recorrected, compressed, and changed by YouTube again and represented to you. While the algorithms are different, argumentatively, it's the exact same thing that AI is doing, just with a different algorithm. It's taking information that it's being fed, and giving it to you. So it's, while there's an argument to be made that yes, as an artist, it's not really a whole lot different than using digital tools. It's different in that the way that you interact with it, the process to output the art, is not artistic for most people. If you're the kind of person where you take your own source images and you have multiple other images and you have, one of the tools that allows you to go in and adjust all the variables and all of the things that you're doing are entirely yours, they're entirely ethical, there is an artisticness to that, the same as somebody with like a music synthesizer tool that randomizes knobs is no different. But that's not what most people are doing, right? They're going into their favorite AI generator. They're picking out a word prompt, a lot of the times literally just having AI like ChatGPT come up with a better prompt for them that they're then putting it's reductive. It's not, it doesn't add anything to art. It takes away from art. Even if you're taking it and adjusting it, that's best case scenario. You're not just taking an output and sticking it on a print. But you know what I mean? It's something entirely different. It's not a tool for artists. It is an artist. And that makes the argument that if it's making it, are you making it? Do you own the intellectual rights with it? The answer to that, I believe in most cases, is no. So see where we're at here with this ethical argument? It's not even really an ethical argument because of taking away from art, but even if you're doing it with your own stuff, it's still not technically, you know, it's hard to argue for it or against it. So I can't really agree or disagree with that statement.
Oh, can we get off the AI topic? I'm so done with it. I'm so done with it, guys.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, it's like arguing over religion or politics. There's no,
Right.
all we can do is share what we know and what we believe. But at the end of the day, you guys have to make the decisions for yourself. And I just don't want to be associated with.
That's fatty. That's why I think AI artists are artists. They're directors, art directors. Then is your favorite movie a piece of art? See the difficulty here? It's directed and acted by a bunch of people, but it's literally something directed by. But is Star Wars a Spielberg art piece or is it the artist's art piece?
It makes it hard.
The argument gets difficult. What is art? Okay, we're not going to go down this
Anyway,
road.
hold on. Silly question, but do you also have a video in HAA about taxes? So no, because HAA, we do not cover the legalities of business because we have students all around the world, and your taxes, especially, you know, in the US, which is the only thing that we could even speak on behalf of, are going to be completely different based on your state, sometimes based on a county level. There's no possible way that we could cater to everybody. Now, what we do have is my VA, Michelle, is an accountant, and she can give you, if you ever need to ask her a quick question, you can email her. But that is going to be like, you cannot take it as legal advice because she, you know, is not going to be able to know any of the weird fine laws for your specific area. Our advice is to, when you're an Etsy seller, to try to not do your taxes yourself.
Please.
Starting out, if you're only making a little bit of money, it's not a big deal. But I am a really big fan of trusting things that can put you in jail to experts. You know what I mean?
Taxes. Again, everything falls back to politics. But our opinions aside about this, things are getting more complicated. And with money being the hot topic of the current administration, this year probably won't be a big deal. But as changes continue to be made, getting your taxes continues to be more complicated. Getting the write-offs you deserve becomes more difficult and more convoluted. As a seller, at least in the United States, I can't speak for other countries, but this likely applies for most other people's as well. Hire someone to do your taxes for you. Not only hire someone to do your taxes, hire someone who is insured and can take the liability off your shoulders. We use Block Advisors. We pay additional. That way, if we get audited and we have done nothing wrong, they have to pay the difference up to like $25,000 or something like that. But not only will they file your taxes for you, but they'll actually be able to get you the write-off. Like if you're using TurboTax, there are so many little nuances and write-offs and things that like it's not even going to tell you exist for you. You have to know that these exemptions exist, and the terms to whether or not these exemptions exist are so legalese, there's very little chance you're going to understand what you're reading. Hire a professional. It's worth it. It's tax deductible. It goes off of your next year's taxes. Yeah. Please. We use Block Advisors. It's meant specifically for small business owners. Worth every penny. I think we spend
600 something.
Yeah, I want to say it's like $585 every year. It's tax deductible and it is absolutely worth it. It's peace of mind. It's peace of mind knowing that if they screw something up, they give me a deduction that they shouldn't have given me, even though they had all of the information available. You aren't going to be the one to pay for it.
We can also work with our accountant year round if we choose.
If we have a question,
so.
if you want to like upgrade from a company to a corporation, if you want to upgrade and get your LLC, if you want to do all that, they'll also do all of that for you.
Yeah.
So please hire somebody to do your taxes. That's where I'm at, because even me just telling you something here, how to do a specific thing, and then you go and get audited, then you come back and sue me because I told you, like, it just the whole, don't. Hire somebody to do your taxes, for the love of God.
Oh, Nicole, you emailed. I haven't checked emails just because we were gone for the holiday.
Yeah, it's been a holiday week for us. We went and did an anniversary thing, and
Tuesday, yeah.
it's been a good week.
It's posted. My dates of unavailability are posted on the bulletin, the HAA campus bulletin. But don't worry about it. I'll be trying to get through everything today.
What would you suggest for the limit of doing your own taxes? How much profit starts to get into the realms of getting your taxes done? For me, it's any money. Any money.
I mean,
for me, it's any money, because it's not just how much money you make. It's how much money you spend, what you spend it on, where you spend it, when you spent it, whether or not you have to make quarterly tax payments. It gets convoluted, and a lot of it changes by state, by county, by country. To me, it doesn't matter. If you're making enough money to pay to have somebody do your taxes, that should be the thing that you're paying for. You don't have to pay for like an all-the-time accountant, which we don't even do. Just pay for someone to do your taxes, because not only are you buying your supplies and paying the distributors and paying for the shipping and all of those other things, there are write-offs. Like in the state of Ohio, we have state tax, but the first like $250,000 in your business, the number could be different. You get exempt as a small business. You pay zero taxes up to the first $250,000. TurboTax isn't going to tell you that. You have no idea what you're missing out on unless you file for that. And a lot of this stuff might be a little convoluted, but even if you're not doing certain things for your business, you might end up technically legally in the red and be in like refund category or in lower tax bracket category, or things that like you wouldn't know as someone who doesn't do taxes. So if you're making enough money to hire somebody to do your taxes, please just pay someone to do your taxes for you. Because I want you to have the most money in your pocket and the least amount of money paid out to anybody else.
Can you explain what spotted on Etsy means? So spotted on Etsy, basically in the eRank monitor tool.
There it is.
In the eRank monitor tool, you can select keywords that you would like to be known for. Keywords that you are hoping that you are ranking for in search. What the spotted on Etsy tool does is tell you if you have been spotted for that keyword on the first 100 pages.
Yeah, I think so.
Or first 100 listings. I believe it's first 100 pages. Either way, it's telling you where those listings are ranking. Spotted on Etsy is essentially the rank checker tool working automated by itself. It is functioning on its own. These are the keywords that you most want to be known for, and it is constantly running, letting you know where you are ranking for those keywords and if you're being spotted for those terms. It's not saying that customers are spotting you. It is saying that this is where, before Etsy's layer of personalization is applied, the data comes right from their API, where your listing is ranking for that term, basically.
Why doesn't Etsy create a tab on the main page to separate POD, handmade, vintage from all the creators? I think they do have, not a tab, but a thing you can click on for vintage products.
For vintage, probably, but...
Like they're grouped to similar sellers, because they don't want to alienate their seller base, because they don't want to be the ones to specifically say, this is art, this is POD, this is this, that, and the other. They're taking the moral backseat on that. They don't look bad if they're not taking a stance. So, and at POD, as much as some people like it, some people don't like it, it probably makes Etsy more money than anything else, because it's the most prevalent.
Did you mention the price of Alpha Academy? It is $997 or 6 payments of $199 per month for
Yes.
6 months. However, if you opt for the payment plan and you reach out to Mark
Before March 1st.
before March 1st to pay off your plan in full, because technically the payment plan costs a little more. It's for cards and processing fees and things like that. If you contact him to pay off the rest of your plan before March 1st, he will cut off that final $199 payment.
And we'll just call it even at $997 like the rest of it.
Exactly. So you technically pay a little bit more for the payment plan. However, if you
make my life easier.
Right, because that it's the convenience charges that come along with the payment plan. But our HAA is priced the same as it always has been. It's always been $997. If you guys have any last minute HAA questions, definitely put those.
I'm keeping an eye out for them.
Yeah, definitely put those in like right now because it's technically time for us to bounce out. But I want to make sure that if you have any, since we will not stream again until December 1st when HAA opens back up.
That's what I'm scrolling through looking for. I don't think we have any other. Oh, and he had said, let me go to the bottom because he had commented the tax thing again. And I think this is an important one because we're getting up to the end of the year. I get that, but I'm able to keep track of my expenses and exemptions. But here's something that I have learned doing our tax, because I'm the one that does all of it. She counts up her expenses, but I'm the one
He does everything.
I do everything.
Yeah.
You don't know what things qualify for what categories, and you'd be surprised how many things fit into certain places. What things are meant to depreciate and things are meant to be itemized. It gets convoluted real fast, and it's better to not take risks on things you might not necessarily get to deduct or things that you forgot to deduct. There's always something, a line somewhere that could have a number for or against you that you're unaware of. And I don't like to take risks. To each their own. If you want to do your own taxes, I'm not going to tell you not to. I, as a business owner, would never do my own taxes. I calculate things up. I put them in an easy to read list. I get all my documents together from Stripe and PayPal and Amazon and wherever else you get your money from, Google and all these people, and I hand them to our tax lady. We have an HR Block app on my phone. If she has a question, she can take a picture of what she has a question on, shoot us a message. I get a notification for it. I email her. My taxes are done in a week. We come in. She goes over all of it to make sure she didn't miss anything. We didn't miss anything. We sign it and we leave. The whole process outside of like actually gathering all your tax stuff takes like an hour. So I recommend it. As a business owner, I would never go without it.
Can you quickly list what themes are taught in HAA? Yes, I will do that super quick. And you guys will actually, if anybody is on the waiting list, I'll just show you the curriculum real quick.
Let me see if Join HAA is working here.
It should be.
It is.
I wish that.
3 days.
Give me just
Is
a
it
minute.
open on Tuesday?
Can you do me a big favor? No, it's. Can you please sign in to HAA?
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be the back end. I just need you signed into the website. Thank you.
Might give me a minute because I have different passwords.
And then just take me to the homepage. And I'll just show you guys. Okay. You can share.
Please don't click anything.
I'm not. So when you join HAA, make it bigger. When enrollment opens on December 1st, there will be a new button here that you can click to sign up. You can also click right here to sign up. But then once you have signed up, you will have access to the dashboard, which will have a welcome from me, some info from me, and then you'll be able to start your classes. That will put you on to the modules page. There are 9 modules in total, and then we also have the bonuses vault, which is full of stuff. So the modules in order are mindset. This is kind of it's the shortest module. It is just introductory. We talk about the psychology of fear. We get you primed for learning. We kind of, this is like the hoorah, get you ready, start your battle cry. Then we jump straight into groundwork. This is going to be target customer identification. We're going to break down the psychology of your dream customer. We are going to go into an in-depth analysis of them, what's important to them. That way, everything that you do from this point on is going to feed into who this person is, so that you are able to basically cater everything that you do to this unique person. It makes everything else significantly faster. And then, I'm in module 2. Module 3, this is where we start brand psychology, and we start building your brand around that person, their ethics and values, what's important to them. We use examples from big brands. We talk about how psychology ties into branding. We even go into in-depth color psychology, which I learned in my time as a preschool teacher. Module 4, this is our quick and cheerful product photography lesson. I teach you some simple tricks on product photography. This is just kind of some quick and easy ways that I edit photos. However, what I highly recommend everybody do, because I built this module before I had my collab with Christina, take her product photography essentials. It is free. And you'll be able to go in, watch this video, and you'll get a 100% discount on her course, which is normally $300, so it's a great deal. Module 5, this is where we talk about building funnels, which are going to be the way that you basically keep traffic coming to your Etsy shop, even when SEO isn't working because traffic isn't on Etsy. Sometimes there's no traffic on Etsy. It happens. There are times of the year when there's no traffic on Etsy. And a lot of people just sit and they're like, well, there's no money right now, no money to be made because people aren't shopping. Or they're wondering why their SEO isn't working, when in reality, SEO can't work if there's no one shopping on Etsy. What we teach you is, first and foremost, building an email list, which is the most valuable thing that you can do for your business. Email lists, when businesses sell, the number one question that potential buyers ask is, do you have an email list? And how big is it? Because your email list is basically your back pocket of interested people who are, interested in buying again and again. So I talk about setting up your email list. I do a full walkthrough of setting one up. We have tons of lessons on MailChimp, which is free. Then we dive into a little bit of social media. HAA is not a social media course, but when it comes to branding and laying a foundation for social media, we do start there. I've also got my 30-day Instagram challenge in there. So this is all funnel building. Module 6 is about building your overall shop atmosphere. So this one ties directly into Etsy. We talk about the 7 seconds rule and making sure that you are creating a psychologically appealing experience that influences how that person feels about your brand from the moment they click on it. This is where we go into shop setup, which you can actually, I believe that you can skip this one if you, if you already have a shop shut down or set up. I've got the shutdown notice. If your shop gets shut down right away, don't panic. Etsy does that. Orange, talking about brand psychology. I've got a selfie bonus. I'm a big fan of using your real face in your shop, but if you're not comfortable, I teach you how to make your selfies look really nice. Filling out your about section in a psychologically appealing way. This is the big one, Module 7. So first we talk about policies and GDPR. This is, legal side of your business. SEO is our largest module. Again, you get 12 months of eRank Pro. That way you don't have to worry about paying for that, but I have tons of lessons. We call it the SEO game board. Then we go into pricing. We go into how to add value to your products through their packaging so that you can charge more money for them. We talk about the exact steps to take when launching new products. We also talk about how to reach out to influencers. So we teach you some influencer marketing, how to create launch emails for new products. All of this, by the way, all this overwhelming text is just, it's bonus text if you want to read. You don't have to read all of it though. How to add countdown timers to your email to promote scarcity, launching new products, shipping products, but British. Amber Marie recorded this one for us. And then module 9 is gravity. We talk about flash sales. We talk about building a viral following. We reiterate the countdown timers. We talk about giveaway hosting, building Facebook groups, Facebook fan groups. And I believe that that's it. And then after you get through the entire program, you can go through the bonuses vault where we have a big resource guide. Every download, every video, everything that I've ever created goes in here. Our ad fuel bonus goes into advertising psychology. So these are like little lessons that you can pop into and watch. We do like a full like advertising photo shoot. And then one of our students did a fantastic photo shoot where she teaches you how she did these beautiful photos. Lots of good stuff in there. All the books that I recommend, product photography essentials. You get a graphics chest of different cutout images. All our past boot camps, 2025 will be moved in here. Brand Planet webinar, Wall of Flame. We're going to start this back up. We quit doing this during COVID. Holiday library. So all the content that we've done for holiday seasons. Creating an automation series in MailChimp if you're in the more advanced stages of business. Business lingo glossary. These are just words that you might hear throughout the program if you need to reference it. Alpha Tour. This is when we went on tour in 2019. There's a replay. There is a Profit Tree discount in here. There is a Go Imagine discount in here for US sellers. And my friend Jacqueline has an email marketing membership and she gives a trial for this. So these are just like little trials and things that we've gotten access to for you guys if you want to try those out.
A couple questions.
So, okay, let's go ahead and I know it's a lot. And then you also get the E-rank and you get the access to our Facebook group, which
It's a buttload of content.
It's so much.
How do I reactivate my E-rank? You just, if you still have your account, log back in, you'll just have to purchase one of the accounts or do the free.
Yeah.
That's pretty much
You just
it.
sign back up.
Yep, sign back up. Hey, is there a time frame to contact you after signing up for HAA? I mean, just be reasonable about it. Don't wait
for the E-rank?
Yeah, don't wait like 8 years. You know?
Yeah.
But no, I mean, pretty much infinitely, as long as we still have the ability to offer it to you. Like if 10 years down the road, E-rank gets a new CEO and just they hate us or whatever, I can't give it to you if I don't have access to it. But within reason.
Right. I doubt that's going to happen, but yeah,
No.
I had somebody who just reached out to me and she enrolled 2 years ago, but she had a death in her family and like life got in the way. And now she's finally ready to start HAA, even though it's been 2 years. And she asked if she could still get the E-rank. Like, yeah, of course. Like we understand things happen. We're not
for sure.
There's no limit.
It was offered to you. Do you keep access to the resources forever? We say lifetime access. Our lives, not yours.
Yeah. And we do have backup plans. Believe it or not, we have backup plans if we die. So, but the resources from me, things that I provide to you, yes. I cannot speak on behalf of any of the resources. Like Christina Nicole is absolutely awesome. She provides so much to our program. But if something were to happen where she couldn't do her business, I can't promise that you're going to keep her program forever because it's not mine.
As in our terms, as available, and nothing is guaranteed.
Right. If it's something that I didn't create, I can't. There's no way that I can guarantee it.
We guarantee everything up to. I mean, we're reasonable. If it sounds reasonable, then that's probably the answer.
Right.
That's just kind of how it is. If we get nuked tomorrow and we don't exist, I can't guarantee it that you're going to be able to continue logging in.
Yeah, we've got if something were to happen to Mark and I, and knock on wood, we were not able to run HAA, we have backup plans.
Yes.
We've got Michelle, we have Amber.
Yeah, there's only like a couple conditions in which people get things, taken away, and that's if our business literally can no longer function, obviously. And then
I don't think that's gonna happen.
And then if you're like a super duper meanie jerky butt.
We had somebody steal the whole program and try to translate it in Spanish and resell it. And
it wasn't just ours. It was a mix of our course and like 3 or 4 others. They went and bought a bunch of courses and then slapped it all together. And one of the other course creators is actually one of the people that hit us up and was like, "Hey, did you know this person's like stealing all of our stuff?"
So
and we're like, "No way, that's cool."
So obviously that person got a cease and desist and got kicked out of the program.
And did not get a refund either.
Because they royally made us mad. But that is, I believe, no.
But I don't think that'll be you.
That happened twice.
It did happen twice.
And those are the only people that we've ever kicked out.
Oh yeah, the first one got a cease and desist from me, and the second one got reported to the FBI.
Because what they did was real bad.
Yeah.
They basically tried to steal the whole thing, but
that's neither here nor there. HAA opens on Monday. We need to update this timer because it is wrong.
Is it?
Yep. You have it set for Monday at midnight instead of Sunday at midnight.
Whoops.
Whoopsie poopsie poopsie.
I'll do that.
And not just like, hey, give me your money. I do genuinely think that this is a good time to get in. I think next year, while the economic climate is kind of rough right now, every time the economic climate goes real bad, it continues to get bad, and then it absolutely explodes back into the positive. And I think we're approaching that kind of equilibrium of where things are about to get better. I hope. And I think being prepared for it then is the best way to go.
Well, not to mention adapting to the new ways that people shop. Funnel building, to me, is the most effective marketing strategy because traffic on Etsy cannot be guaranteed forever. If people aren't shopping on Etsy, then the SEO, it doesn't matter if you have great SEO. It's like having the greatest billboard or the greatest sign at your mall's storefront when no one's walking around the mall. Like, no one's going to see it. However, when you build those external systems and you build marketing and funnel building, which, by the way, when I spoke at the University of Dayton, those college marketing students had never heard of funnels.
It was kind of insane.
I had to go back. I had an entire lesson planned out for them. And when I found out that they didn't even know what a funnel was in the omni-channel marketing class, I had to completely on the fly reconfigure what my session was going to be and instead teach them about marketing funnels. That blows my mind that they didn't know what a funnel was. But anyway, funnels allow you to direct traffic to your store even at a time when SEO is, not working the way that it should because there's no traffic to send. So no matter what happens with the future, it's the businesses that have strong funnels, good social media presence, and a solid email list that are the ones that when Etsy is doing bad, they can still do very, very well. Yeah. So that on its own is...
Do you cover mostly Etsy or do you talk about other online markets? Etsy is the word that we use, but the majority of the information outside of the SEO can be applied everywhere.
Right. I would not recommend someone buy it if they don't plan to sell on Etsy because the SEO lessons and that's very specific to Etsy. It is an Etsy course. However, because you're learning so much about funnel building, brand building, building consistent aspects that will be your business. It's like opening up multiple McDonald's franchises. You don't have to decide, what's our logo going to be? McDonald's already has an established logo. So if they open a social media account, if they create an email list, if they build multiple storefronts, they're all going to be branded the same. Think of your own brand psychology as the same thing. You're setting a universal standard for your business no matter where you're selling from. So that if you decide that you don't want to sell on Etsy anymore, all you have to do is take that almost universal template that you've built and apply it to whatever platform you choose. But I don't teach you how to set up shop somewhere else. I don't teach you how to start a website. I don't teach you how to set up shop on a different platform, unfortunately.
But the information, again, can be adapted to literally anything that you want.
I took business marketing in college and didn't hear about funnels. That is insane to me. That's so important. Business marketing classes, I feel like, because all of our HAA students say the same thing. They say that HAA taught them more about business and marketing than they did when they were in college for business and marketing.
We've gotten that a lot. Yeah.
And I believe that it is because if you take a college business or marketing course, they're teaching you how to be a good employee to a business, not to own your own business. They want to make you a good employee for someone else's business. And
spoiler alert, that's what all school is for.
That's
true.
Like,
I went to school for exercise and nutritional science, and more than half of the courses were about sports law.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with diet or nutrition or exercise, or it was mostly sports law.
What about threads? Is it a good funnel? A funnel is somewhere where you capture leads. So technically,
is your audience on Threads?
Threads would not be a funnel. It would just be a place to market externally.
Interactivity. Yeah.
But it just depends on if your primary demographic exists there. And I'm not seeing the traction that Threads thought that they were going to get. It is decent, but I don't know what the discoverability is like on Threads. You guys know I'm a big fan of Instagram. However, their algorithm lately, I don't know what the deal has been. I'm about to say that they're no longer my favorite marketing platform anymore. I mean, it's still good, but man, content has a hard, the distribution methods, you're not getting as much distribution anymore. Like for reels and things, it's not like how it was last year. They've cut distribution.
Meta is so focused on politics, dude. If it's not politics or a meme, they don't care.
Yeah.
It sucks. It really, really does suck. And that's not the same for everybody. I think it depends on what market in it and what like age range your watchers are. But I still think one of the things that you had touched on, TikTok isn't any better. I think it's important to remember that even when a platform is having a hard time, a lot of people can still alleviate that with using external marketing. Because if the platform isn't showing you to people, you can be showing you to people. And this is a bit of a hard one because while I think anyone can be an artist, not everyone can be every kind of artist. I am a great musician.
And I am not.
My drawing capabilities would probably be considered a war crime in half of the world.
You're not that bad.
It's bad. I'm a bad visual like drawing artist. I can do things digital pretty well. I can do editing relatively well. And that's where social media is kind of hard because a lot of people, you're not a videographer, right? A lot of you can be, a lot of you won't be. But you won't know unless you try. And I think there's positivity and quirkiness. I think as long as, because you're all going to start out bad. Only like the one very specific neurodivergent person who tries it the first time and just knows like, I know how to operate a camera. Like very few of you are going to be like that. But I think the majority of you,
like our daughter.
Yeah, I think a majority of you can grab onto something. And as long as you continue to improve, even if your original videos suck, you'll eventually get better. And even if they still suck along the lines, they're still gradually catering better to the audience you're trying to provide them to. And even if they suck super hard, you can make something out of how bad they suck. And
if you guys follow Nutter Butter,
oh my God,
Nutter Butter and Scrub Daddy and Pine Sol on Instagram, any of those, follow them and watch their videos. I'm just going to leave it at that. Like, follow them and see what they're doing for literally floor cleaner, a dish sponge, and a peanut-shaped cookie. It's wild. And they are, like, top-tier accounts. Like, everybody follows those accounts. And
Wendy started it. Wendy started way back when they were just trolling people.
It's crazy.
And now it's just like, it's schizo fever dream material, but they get more views than like anything I see on the internet.
Yeah,
so like
it's wild.
If they can do that with literal nonsense, you can figure it out. It takes, when it comes to visual art like this, and most of you who are like legit artists know this, perseverance is key. It doesn't matter if you're drawing, you're digital designing, videography and editing, sound design. It just takes practice. And the more you do it, even if you're not the best videographer, A year from now, you'll be better than you were a year before. And you'll be better than everyone else who is just starting out, even if you're the worst person ever, as long as you continue to attempt to improve. Now, if you start up and you just stick your phone on a tripod and you stand there with your products and that's all you do for the next 3 years, you can't expect that that's going to grow.
Right.
You've got to realize, like, oh, standing here with my products is stupid, but standing here with my products with gradually changing fever dream nightmare backgrounds, maybe that's what works for you. Maybe it's not what works for you, but you have to do something.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it at that. Be the artist. Take your art, whatever you do, and apply it to your video skills. Do goofy things. Do serious things.
Get inspired. Watch others.
Yes,
watch
please.
Watch what other people are doing. I love following different brands, especially around holiday time, because that's when like the content is the best. And it's not just paid ads. It's the reels and things that they're posting on Instagram and their TikToks that I enjoy watching. So spend time seeing what other people are doing, and don't expect that you're going to see their results right away, but practice and become consistent with that.
Right.
I started a new brand this summer and then just like abandon it. Oh, poor grandposh. I need to get back on it.
Yeah.
But I got that TikTok to take off with just a couple decent TikToks that I created with the POD products that I was selling out in my backyard, and it did pretty darn well. And I don't really know a whole lot about TikTok, so
you can do it.
Yeah,
You can absolutely do it. Believe in yourself.
believe. All right, we only have like 150 viewers. We're good to go.
Because we don't have to record. We just don't care.
I know,
Normally we have to record and have to worry about not blowing our voices out, but
Yeah, guys, I hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We are celebrating tomorrow. So again. So I've got to go clean the house. Mr. Moore and I have to go out on Black Friday to see if we can find sweet potatoes, greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes.
you get it.
So we got to go shopping.
I got all the important stuff, but I always do. I don't do anything from a can or a box other than stuffing, and no vegetables last long enough to keep them in the fridge. So
we got to go do our shoppies.
Second Thanksgiving.
I have a Thanksgiving Lord of the Rings shirt for him that says, "You've heard of Thanksgiving."
It just says, "What about second Thanksgiving?"
But what about second Thanksgiving? You should wear that tomorrow.
I'm going to. I
But-
might be too fat for that shirt.
We've gained a little weight this season.
Oh yeah.
We've been having lots of yummy fireside dishes.
Soups and roasts and
He's been making all the soups
glasses
and roasts.
of wine.
Yeah, I've been hitting the wine on the weekends more than normal, but when we've got the fire lit and he's made a
Something
roast,
about it.
my favorite wine, I keep trying different. I don't like
She doesn't like wine.
I like sweet grape. I call it mommy grape juice. My favorite brand
She
of
likes
wine.
it's called Concord wine, or sweet red is what some people refer to it as.
Oliver's red wine. There's also one with lime, and it's okay, red wine with lime, but Oliver brand, just the red OG red wine is my favorite wine. So if you guys want something yummy for the holidays, just be careful because it's like 12% and it tastes really yummy, but it's definitely...
I made my apple turkey and have tons of leftovers because turkey's a trash meat.
He hates turkey.
Turkey's a trash meat. The best turkey is worse than the worst ham.
He's a ham guy. He's not a turkey guy.
Yep. I smoke my food. All of it. All of my meats. Mead or hard cider. I've got an embarrassing amount of mead in my back room.
Yeah, he buys it and then saves it for the holidays so the whole family can indulge when they come over.
Yeah, what's the brand that I get? It's been a while.
Redstone.
Redstone Meadery. It's the only meat I'll drink.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for hanging
We
out.
love
We
you guys.
appreciate you. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you Monday at noon Eastern for Critique Week. If you joined us late, we will be critiquing Etsy shops every single day next week, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern, in celebration of Handmade Alpha Academy opening. And if you're watching the replay, or if you had questions that just didn't get answered about Handmade Alpha Academy, feel free to either reply to any email that I've sent you if you're already on my email list, or drop me an email directly at starla@handmadealphaacademy.com, and I'll get back with you. But let's roll.
I'm confused by a comment.
What?
We are a non-pork family, so we had ribs.
Beef ribs?
Short ribs? Because ribs are usually pork. I'm confused.
Yeah, pork's normally, ribs are normally pork.
Yeah. Well, okay. I love you guys. I'm assuming you mean like Korean short ribs or something like that.
Beef ribs.
Beef ribs.
Okay, guys,
Bye.
we are going,
Bye.
roll the credits.
Bye.
Roll the HAA testimonials.
Oh, yeah. There's the HAA test.
Is it?
I have become a better person through HAA.
What I really like about Starla is her honesty and transparency. There's so much that she gives to people for free.
I'm like, this is an incredible framework for me to build into and adjust to and adapt to, and all these things that I would have never been able to figure out on my own.
I was like reinvigorated about my business when I started HAA.
Our armor was featured in Lucifer season 5 finale, and the main actor got to wear things that we created here. Part of the reason why we were able and ready to do such a thing was because of the alphas.
Joining Etsy, joining any online platform, you have question after question after question. HAA has been the one place where I've got answers for nearly all my questions.
You guys and what you have done with the Handmade Alpha Academy has literally changed my life.
And you get continued help no matter where you're at in your Etsy journey. That was probably the biggest selling point for me.
The way you teach it, it's simple, it's down to earth. I can comprehend it. That's one of the things I love about your teaching style.
I don't think I ever could have done it without being in the HAA. Your step-by-step steps were fantastic.
I don't know how you could not succeed by following the step-by-step really instruction of how you lead us through HAA.
The first like 4+ years that I was on Etsy, I think I had 37 sales, and we've gotten well over 1,000 since then. I think I'm up to 1,200.
Self-paced, there's an amazing Facebook group that will help you.
Invest in yourself. It's worth every penny and so much more.
I look at my Etsy shop and I look at my website and I am just in awe of what I have done. And I just look at it every day and think, wow.
I actually think that for what you get, you guys are really, really not charging enough. I hate to say that.
I've had thoughts to myself where I've been like, I'd give you guys $3,000 for this course. I see how valuable it is.
2020, I did like maybe $3,000. 2021, I did $10,000. HAA for me paid back for itself 6 weeks after I signed up for it.
I definitely recommend it. If you can invest the money, the time investment is not too bad.
Well worth the money. There is nothing in all that I've taken that I haven't been able to use for my business.
Absolutely, just do it, because there's no, what do you have to lose? And it's everything you need in one place.
It's hard to buy an education that will teach you practical skills like we learn in HAA.
Take the plunge, do it. First off, the money back guarantee is really a selling point for me.
She knows so much about marketing and branding and the psychology behind it. So that's really good knowledge to have, and she's so willing to share that.
So I would tell everybody out there that's thinking about it, if you're ready for this step and if you're ready to grow yourself and your business, it changed our lives, honestly.